Alright guys, so welcome back to another episode of Ask Brian. It's been a while, but I did finally get another question from a coworker. So they ask, what is this 5G I keep hearing about from my cell phone provider? Do I need it? Is it faster? Why would I need it over for a current 4G services that already covers all of my needs? Great question. 5G is the next standard in how data is communicated. It's going to be a lot faster. So to answer your first question, it is much, much faster. I mean, we're looking at speeds that, as of right now, the current average level of speeds that they're promising is 10 to 50 times faster than most of our current needs for anything that we could even throw at our phones. So the real question is, do I need it? Not really right now. But if we want to go back, reverse it a little bit back to the days of 3G or even 2G, back when data was really like horribly, horribly slow. 3G was like the dial-up of cell phone speeds. You might look at your phone now and it goes to 3G and you just groan because it's just horrible speeds. I'm gonna have to wait 6 seconds for something to show up now. But when 4G came out, people with current 3G were kind of like, I'm not sure if I really need that. But now we look at it today, and it's an absolute necessity within our, needs and cell phone use. Netflix, streaming videos, uploading things, accessing information, anything. If we don't have 4G, we're actually quite frustrated with it. So 5G is going to do the same thing. In another probably 5 to 15 years, depending on where 5G lands on that spectrum of usability, we'll look back and say, like, how did we ever survive with 4G? But there's also some other features about 5G I'd like to talk about. One of the big things is that we'll be able to kind of like mesh networks together a little bit. We'll be able to build more reliable service. It'll be more accessible. It also can scale much larger. Every device could be plugged in with a 5G device that helps keep track of things and, just for data tracking. Some examples I've seen from companies, they want to plug 5G receivers on vehicles, so you can track things in real-time location and, it's not going to clog up networks. It's not going to become, obnoxious or anything else like that. Some even like way far out there things that I could see is, we talk about our phones having limited storage and they can only hold so much. When 5G rolls around, the cost of transmitting data and the cost of not clogging up networks will make it so that, you take 200 or 300 pictures, your phone in the background just uploads them up to a cloud service of your choice. Every video that you take could default upload to YouTube or Google Drive or Dropbox or wherever else you want to store it, like in an instant, so that your stuff is immediately backed up. Going even further, mobile gaming on phones. I have a mobile phone that's more powerful than my laptop that I play games on. So, we're in this situation where 5G could really make it so that, things are very, very usable in terms of streaming data and just high-end stuff, streaming ultra high definition 4K 60 frame per second videos are even a possibility with 5G. And that's just the things that we're currently trying to address. Usually in the world, as you build the space, you build it larger so that the smaller things can fill up that space. And, innovation will open and, somebody or some organization or some company or someone is going to invent all of these really cool applications with faster and faster communications. You may have looked at Instagram, for example, lets you live stream data. If you've ever done that on 4G, it's okay. It's a little choppy. It's going to be like 480p resolution. Nothing fancy, nothing nice to write home about. But all of a sudden you toss in a mix that you can stream it in 4K resolution, and it just works like crazy. It works perfectly, flawless, no hiccups, no stuttering, no buffering, none of that stuff. All of a sudden, you've opened up a new field where you can just live stream from your phone. I want to go hiking, I can literally take a GoPro camera, throw a 5G chip into it, or any type of camera, put it on my head, put it on my chest, and go for a hike, and people can in real time watch my hike happen. I just think it's pretty neat. And, 5G is just the next step in terms of things. Give it 2 or 3 years, you'll look back and say, oh my goodness, how did I ever get by without having 5G? Because I think 6 months after I got a phone that went from just 3G to 4G, all of a sudden we were in 4G territory. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And it's great in terms of like internet speed and capabilities, and it solves all of my problems. And now today, I occasionally have buffering when I want to stream a high definition video, or, I wind up in an area that doesn't have such strong signal. The 4G signal can't carry things over as well. So 5G is going to solve a lot of those problems. Hopefully this answered your question, and if you have any other questions, be sure to toss them in the comments section. Always happy to answer. Thanks for asking.